Hey y'all, Alyse Nicole here from Just Things with Alyse, and I am bringing you finally our paycheck number 2 budget for January 2019. And of course, before we go into our new budget, we have to see how we did on our last budget for our first pay period of the month. So if you are interested in seeing how we did on our last budget and what we have planned for our current budget, stay tuned. Okay, and so I'm going to get right into it. I don't want to waste too much of your time on this lovely Saturday morning. So for our mortgage, of course, that stayed the same. So it's $1676.28 that we spent on that. And if you did not see my last budgeting video, I went ahead and filled in everything that we had already paid before I made that video and things that I paid ahead of time before that video. So that's why some of these are already filled in, but I will go back over them really quickly. So our mortgage was $17.28, our personal loan was $105, our phone bill was $55.88, American Express $35, Tri-Eagle, which is our electricity bill, $40.85, Capital One $25, Mohila, which is my husband's student loan, that was still, of course, $121.54. Our Bank of America, now this one is different, and as usual, if you have seen any of my other budgeting videos, my husband ended up paying more on this bill and I did not know, so this is $86. I should just start putting $86 because it seems like that's what he pays every time, but yeah, so $86. Atmos, which is our gas bill, was $64.54. Rooms to go. The bill for our mattress is $44. We paid that. Our insurance with Farmers, that's for our car insurance. We also have our house insurance through them, but that's paid in one lump sum every year. And so this is just for our car. It's $167.67. And that is going to go up soon because of what I'm going to tell you about for our current budget. So the next thing is Netflix, which is $11.90. I heard that Netflix is getting an increase too, but I don't know how much it will be because I didn't really listen for real. So I'm going to have to plan ahead for that in the future. And now let's add it all up. The amount that we budgeted for was $27.34.49 for our bills, and some things are different on here. Well, looks like this is the only thing that's different, so I'll just add that and then add this extra amount to it. Let's see. All right, so that's $38 more, so $27.34.49 plus 38 food. That's going to be $27.72.49. Got to pull out the red pen. Also, since this was more, it should also be in the red pen. Went over by $38. That's not too bad. It could be worse, but if we budget it for a certain amount and we go over, that messes up the budget. So hopefully we did okay in these categories, and spoiler alert, we did not. So let's see how it was. For our groceries, we did end up going over. On my last video, I let you all know that this is our no spend month, and our monthly grocery budget is usually $120. But we also eat out every month, like fast food, that kind of stuff. We eat out at work sometimes for lunch instead of bringing our lunch. And then, like, if we go out on a date or out with friends, we eat there, which comes out of our entertainment category. So it's more than $120 we spend on food each month usually. It's usually maybe like 180, close to 200 if you add everything from the other categories in. And I did not take that into consideration when planning for our no spend month, that we eat more than this. This is just the amount of groceries that we usually buy. So we did go over for this pay period. I put all of the monthly budget over here because we bought all of our groceries for the whole month at the beginning of this month, and I made a meal plan, and we have stuck to the meal plan. I'm proud of that. And we have not eaten out for lunch at work at all. We brought our lunch every day so far this month, so congratulations to us for that. You got to give yourself those small praises to keep you motivated when you're doing a no spend month. But since we did only have groceries, we did go over. When we went grocery shopping, we didn't go over. We had, well, 107.21 that we spent that day. But before we went grocery shopping, I actually got sick, and my husband bought me some soup and some Powerade and that kind of stuff to get me through. And that came out to like 20 something dollars for that. So that added in with the 107 made us go over. So we actually ended up spending, what was it? It was 103 and some change, but let me just check. Oh, excuse me, it was 130 and some change. 130.43. So that's gonna go in the red pen. We went over by $10.43, which isn't terrible, but we do have another pay period to budget for, and that was the whole budget for the month. So, of course, we're going to have to add some more money to that category now. For our gas, we stayed in, and let's see. We actually only ended up spending $22.99 so far on gas, but it is about to be time for us to fill up again. But this is the next pay period, so it's okay. So that's $22.49, and I keep going back over here. This is our budget for the whole month, and so I've already filled out what we've done for the month so far on this side. And that's why I keep flipping back over here to check and see how much we spent in each category. It's a little redundant, but it helps. Then birthday, we haven't spent any of that yet because this is basically a sinking fund for my best friend's birthday. So that's still zero. What do I say? Down by 50? And for this, we spent $37.51 less. Our car doesn't know what it wants to do as far as using gas. Like, at one point I was like, oh, we only get gas every 2 weeks, so I should only budget $30 per pay period. And then the very next pay period, we got gas twice. And so we went over budget, so I put it back at 60. So now it keeps fluctuating with getting 1 tank of gas, 2 tanks of gas. And I know that depends on just where we go during that time. And I was out a little bit during this pay period because I was sick. So that was saving on gas of driving all the way to Georgetown, which is the city I work in. It's 2 cities north of where we live. So that did cut back on gas usage. So I can see why it was less this time. And so for our tithes, we ended up spending $175.33. And that's because my check was a little bit less than I expected it to be, so the tithes ended up being less. So that's 181.20 minus 175.33. So 587 less. For savings, we actually only ended up putting $50. So that's $50 less than expected. And it looks like so far that we did okay as far as our added expenses, except for the groceries. But it's only because we haven't made it to the next pay period. So we did do okay on this side. I guess I'm just thinking about what's about to come out instead. And so for miscellaneous, we spent, oh wait, no, that's not everything added into that. And so I do have this spending log that I made, and it just has all the money that we spent so far for the month on it. And this $24.70 is from a snack crate subscription that I did not mean to sign up for, but I did. But luckily I got that canceled now. I'm just gonna link my last budget video above so that you can know what I'm talking about with all this stuff, because I went over it all in that video. But I did get that subscription canceled, so I don't have to worry about that payment coming out anymore. And then this 1085 right here, my husband's battery in his phone died, and so he had to buy a new battery, so that came out of the miscellaneous category. And that's all that's in the miscellaneous. So 1085 plus 2470 makes us go over budget for miscellaneous. So that's $35.55 that we spent. Pull the red back out. Which is, what's that, $10.55 more? So let's calculate. Hopefully all of these negatives, all of the part that we didn't go over will help us out. So 130.43, 22.49, 175.33, 50, 35.55. So we ended up spending $413.80, and that's only because this is added on to it. I probably shouldn't even have it added on there. Because it kind of misrepresents a little bit, but we are saving that, so it's not included in our money. So I don't know. What do y'all think? Should I have this listed here for the birthday money, even though I'm not going to spend it until the next pay period? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. But this comes out to $413.80. 536.20 minus 413.80 is 122.40. That we are below, and if I take the $50 out, we still would be below budget. So I guess I feel okay about leaving the $50 in. Alright, and so now let's add up everything together. So our fully budgeted amount for this pay period was $32.70.69, and our actual spending came out to, let's see, 2772.49 plus 413.80. So we ended up actually spending 3186.29, which is a savings of $84.40. And now let's get into real life. Real life hit us real hard recently, and we're emotionally and financially paying for it now. But I'm gonna jump right into it, and then we can go over what I'm talking about. So now this is the paycheck number 2 budget, which is January 15th through January 31st. So we are already into this budget a few days, and I'm just going to fill everything out so that we can get this taken care of, and I can talk to you and let you know what's going on. And so the bills that we have, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So the bills we have for this pay period are our care credit card, and next month we'll actually be making our last payment on this card. I'm so happy. That'll be our first debt paid off of 2019. And so budgeted amount was $185.32. I'm trying to remember how I'm supposed to write this, but it's not going to be any thousands on here, so it doesn't matter where it goes. $185.32. Then our Discover card, which is $79 budgeted. Come on, pen, don't act like this on me now. I've been doing good. Taxes, it's $90. Life insurance is $69.42 budgeted. Trash, $17.21. Water, $73.35. Internet, $101.48. Card note, $241.68. And then iCloud for storage on my phone, it's 99 cents. And so I did add this all together already. So the full amount for that is $858.45. Just wanted to save y'all a little bit of time on this video so far. And now I'm going to go through and write down everything that we've already paid this month. So we already paid care credit for the full amount that we budgeted, which is $185.32. Paid Discover, our taxes. Life insurance actually came out today, even though it's not due until the 20th, and it is more than $69.42. We have a rider on our insurance where the value goes up every year, and well, the premium goes up and the value of the insurance goes up, but you don't have to get another physical or anything to qualify for it. And it wasn't supposed to change until I think either February or March. I can't remember, but not January. This is the point of the story. But it already changed, so it's 7303 that came out, and I accidentally paid our water bill already when I was going through and paying everything between the 15th and the 18th. My husband got paid on the 15th, and I got paid on the 18th, and so I paid everything between that. And then after the 18th, I was supposed to pay the other bills that come out after that. But I got a little ahead of myself and paid the water bill, which isn't due till like the 27th. But it ended up being less than 73.35 this month. It was 66.28. And it doesn't really make a difference. It was coming out either way. It was just a few days in between. And everything else is on auto draft. Our trash, internet, and iCloud is on auto draft. The car note is not, but it hasn't come out yet, so I'm not going to fill that one in. And why do y'all keep letting me write with this black pen? So have to change that to red, change that to green. So that was 7303. And this was what, 66.28? Yeah. Alright, so this was over by $3.61. This was under by $7.07, so they balance out, kinda. And I've started leaving this little space in front of the dollar sign over here so that I can put the plus or minus ahead of where the dollar sign would be. And yeah, so that's the bill so far. So $858.45 budgeted so far for the bills, and then we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 left to actually come out of the account so far. And now for this. For the expenses, the danger zone is what I'm going to call this. So let's go ahead and just fill out what we budgeted for and what is going on currently. So we have groceries, and you saw we went over our expected monthly amount already, and so I'm adding $40 extra onto this. And that's to get one thing that we ended up forgetting to get during our monthly grocery trip, and then to get some extra snacks and stuff so that we don't feel the urge to go out and buy something. And just in case anything else comes up, like somebody getting sick or something, and we have to buy some food for that we don't already have. So hopefully that's a good enough buffer to hold us over. And that would still just be like, what, $160 budgeted for groceries for the month. So it'll still be less than our usual amount for groceries, eating out, and entertainment. So we still be saving money during our no spend month. So I'm glad about that. Now we have Gas for the car, still budgeting $60. Birthday fund, $50. Our tithes. And this is a happy surprise. My husband ended up actually getting a raise at work. So our tithes is going to be different than what we originally budgeted for. But it's still going to weirdly be less than our original budget because I believe my paycheck is going to be less due to me missing all of those days while I was sick. So it's going to be this time $179.46 for our tithes that we budget for. And then for savings, I really didn't have to put this on here at all. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, I'm just not going to put this because I didn't even make a space for it. We're not saving anything from this pay period because, as I said, life hit. And so we're using the money that we were going to put in savings to pay for things. And so next is miscellaneous. And car. And home. Alright, so what happened this week? Our pawpaw passed away. My husband's grandfather, he passed away unexpectedly. And so we're going to have to go home for the funeral and to be with family and everything. And of course that was not budgeted for the month because you wouldn't know that. And I wouldn't even want to add it on the budget if I did know because it's just a sad situation. But we are going to have to budget for that now and add that in. The car, that's a different story, but home is just the money that it's going to take us to go home and to have while we're there. So it's just $100. And miscellaneous is going to be more because we have to get a rental car to drive there, and that's what these two things are for. So our car is actually in the shop right now, and it's going to be $500 for us to take care of that. It's a $500 deductible, and the rest will be covered by our insurance. So I'm glad that we at least have insurance to get that taken care of because we would definitely not be able to afford all of that out of pocket as to what the total is. But since our car is in the shop, we're going to have to get a rental car to go home for the funeral, and that is $266. $100 is refundable of that, but it's $266 to have the car from today up until, I believe we have it till Thursday. And so that's going to increase our miscellaneous amount. And I'm still going to put in the usual $25 as well. So that's going to come out to $291 for our miscellaneous. So yeah, so life, it throws you around sometimes, and hits you with good surprises, such as my husband getting a raise, and then it hits you with bad surprises, such as our pawpaw passing away. And also this week was, it made it 6 months since my dad passed away. So this has been a tough week. Alright. Back to happy stuff. Sorry about that. But you have to expect every day isn't going to be happy for you. So back to the budget. Alright, so now I'm just adding everything up. So it's $40 for the groceries, 60, 50, 179.46, 291, 500, 100. And something I forgot to say, this $500, we had $1,000 set aside so that my husband could buy a cash car, because we currently only have one car, which is why we have to get a rental car to go home. But he has been looking for a cash car to buy recently, and we just hadn't found one yet. And now we're like, this is why we couldn't find one, because we were going to end up needing that money. And so 500 of that went to getting our car repaired. And then our cousin, who is the best, he just randomly decided that he wanted to send us $200 so that we could go home for the funeral. And we did not ask for it at all. He just had that on his heart to do. So that will cover us being able to go home. And he was like, whatever you don't spend, just spend it for something else. Don't worry about it. So that is pretty much covered. It's not going to affect the money that we have at all. So I thank God for that, and for him putting people in our lives that want to plant seeds with us, pretty much, and just foreshadowing pretty much. But that's all with that situation. I'll keep y'all updated on us going home and all of that. And so now let's add everything together to see what the total budget is going to be for this pay period. So it's $12.20.46 for expenses, and then $8.58.45 for bills. And so that's going to come out all together to $20.78.91. And hopefully we stay within that budget. We don't have any more surprises like the insurance being more than it was supposed to be this month. And hopefully we're able to stay within the limits of our expenses. But that is all that I have for y'all today. Thank you for listening to me share my feelings and what's going on with our lives right now. I'm sorry if I upset anyone telling that story, but it's life. Everything isn't going to be happy all the time, like I said. But I do appreciate you for listening. Check back in about 2 weeks when we go over what we spent for this month, for this pay period, and also our update for the whole month as far as our budget. And I will let you know how we're going as far as our debt-free journey as well. So thank you for watching. If you did like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you are interested in seeing more videos like this from me, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. I would love to have you here. And that's about it. Comment down below and let me know if you had any surprises this week for as far as your budget and what you did to get past that situation. But other than that, I do want to thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for more videos from me, and I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.